Welcome to Nltv. This is Rovino Lama and you're watching Nltv News Now. Now headlines. Vice President of India M. Venkaiah Naidu arrives in Dimapur town today as part of his one-day visit to Nagaland. During his visit, Naidu to hold meeting with the state governor and chief minister. NDPP announces candidature for bypoll for 58 Shamator Seishur constituency as Kyoshu Yumkhung named as candidate of United Democratic Alliance. CSO Core Committee Dimapur reiterates protest against shifting of DC office shall continue indefinitely until government responds or notify in writing. This comes after Minister for PhD Jacob Jumomi assured that the Deputy Commissioner office will not be shifted anywhere. Naga National Council says Naga political issues can't be settled, leaving aside three NNC groups and the original NSCN-K group based in Eastern Nagaland. Now news in details. Vice President of India M. Venkaiah Naidu is on a one-day visit to Nagaland, where he will be meeting Governor of Nagaland, Chief Minister and his Council of Ministers during the meeting. At Police Complex Chumukidima, the Vice President is expected to discuss issues pertaining to the affairs of the state. Earlier, the VP arrived at Dimapur Airport at 9:45 a.m. as scheduled. The Vice President is also scheduled to inaugurate office building of Directorate of IT and C. Kohima Building of Government High School Minister Residential Complex, Kohima, in the afternoon. The inauguration shall be done via video conferencing later between 5 to 6 p.m. The VP shall be engaging in an interactive session with achievers between 6:15 to 6:45 p.m. The VP shall be witnessing special culture performances at NEZCC Dimapur. Naidu shall spend the night at Dimapur and depart for Arunachal Pradesh in the morning of 8 October 2021. The Vice President visited the ICAR Research Complex at Jaharpani, Dimapur. During his visit, he checked on the livestock and also had conversation regarding the same. He also spoke during his visit, where he wished the best to ICAR and hoped to see more research from the place. He spoke on Mithun as well during the visit. He was also briefed about the reserve and programs are being held there occasionally, and also on projects taken up at the Center for Mithun. The Vice President has thanked the ICAR for holding up such project and looking after the overall outlook of Mithun's Livestock Research Center.
Go through the slides that have been there to know much about the institute. Also, I am happy that I was able to hear the report of the ICAR Center in Nagaland about their activities also. I convey my best wishes to all the scientists and other technical people who are working here.
NDPP announces candidature for bypoll as Kyoshu Yumkhung named as candidate of the United Democratic Alliance by election to be held at 58 Shamator Seishur constituencies. Seat left vacant after date of Toshi Wungtung by election to take place on October 30, counting of votes on November 2. NDPP announces candidature for Bipol as Kyoshi Yumkum named as candidate of United Democratic Alliance by election to be held at 58 Shamato Seishur constituency seat left vacant after date of Toshi Wungtu by election to take place on October 30, counting of votes on November 2. No entry boards have filled up marketplaces in and around Dimapur district. The boards were placed even before the pandemic started and with time. The no entry signboards have been increasing. No entry signboards have been placed in market areas between New Market, Patacharli and Hong Kong Market, and this in turn has created problem for the shopkeepers. For more details in today's Nltv went to Hong Kong Market today and took ground reports. The shopkeepers expressed their grievances on cameras and stated the problem pertaining the issues. The main grieving issues is the poor customer turnout with the increase in no entry order. They are also facing problem in transporting the goods from one end to the other. Furthermore, the shopkeepers have requested the concerned authority for some relaxation in the traffic regulation and to open some blockades.
আজি মন আহিনে থাকে তো এতে হংকং মার্কেট আহিনে আছে তো এতে ইটো কেস লবলা হেতু মন তো ইটো আজিলা খবর দো নো এন্ট্রি সব জায়গাতে আজিকালি এতে চাইছিল ইটো হংকং মার্কেট এরিয়া নিউ মার্কেট এরিয়া আর ইটো বাটাচার্লি ইটো লাইন খানতে সব নো এন্ট্রি হইছে এটো কারণে এতে দোকান মালিক খান দোকান কুরাহান কি দুখ ফেস কৰাছে ইটো হুদিওলা হেতু তাহান বি কইনা আছে এতে হংকং মার্কেট লাদো ইটো রাস্তা হিচাপ আপনি দেখি আছে ইটো ফানে তো গাড়ি নেবরাইলিও কোন হয় নো এন্ট্রি থাকিলেও কোন হয় কোনে মহাঙ্কি জানাই দিছে কিলে মানে কাস্টমার হাম বেরাম দিবি টাইম দে গাড়ি হান পাবি লাগি যায় ইনকা কোনি জানাই দিছে
ইফালে 90 টাকা তো ঠিকই আছে মার্কেট ভিতরতে মানুষ বেরাবো পারে হলে বাহার সব পালে ইফালে বি 90 লাগা কিনা আছে তাতে বি 90 ইতো গলিতে বি 90 সব পালে খালি 90 তো গাড়ি কোন পালে বেরাবো একটা গাড়ি তো ইফালে পরাও পালে যাব না পারে এতো বাটা চারালিতে বি 90 এফালে ইতো জায়গাতে বি 90 মানুষ স্টেশন পরা ইয়াতে আই কিনা বলে বি 90 ইতোই ডিস্টার্ব পায় আছে সব মানুষ ইতোই আছে
তো আপনি কি কইতো না
আমি বি তো এইটো ইথাইলা কোৱা হিচাপতে আছে মার্কেট ভিতর লাগাতো ঠিক আছে এইটো তো খোলা থাকিলে মানুহখান দিগদার গাড়ি আহার যামতে মানুহখান লাগি যায় না আৰু উটোখান মেইন রোড খান তো খুলি দিয়াই ভাল কাস্টমার খান না আহিব পারে আহিব না পারে আর কি উটোখানতে না খোলা থাকিলে তো মানুহখান আহিব পারে যা হা করা তো ভাল বরা পারে আৰু এইটো মার্কেট ভিতর লাগাতো ঠিক আছে 90 টাকা তো ঠিক আছে
পাই আছে তো দুখ পাই আছে তো মার্কেট ভিতর দিতে কোনো হয় হলে গাড়ি ইয়াতে আইব না পারলে তো সামান তো কত পরে আইব ইয়াতে পরে তো দুর্গা মন্দির তো 90 এপালে বি 90 স্টেশন এই তো রোড তো 90 আছে এপালে বাটা চারালি বি 90 মুরগিপট্টি ভিতর থেকে বেশি 90 আপনি খান বি চাইলে জানিব 90 বোর্ড তো কিমান আছে
সব জায়গাতে নো এন্ট্রি হই চলে তাহান বেশি দুখ আছে সামান বি কিনগা আনো কিলে মানে টাটা মোবাইল খান তো বি আনিও না পারে কোনো কোয়া আছে আর অটো তো আহিও না পারে কোনো কোয়া আছে তো মানে তাহান বড় রিকোয়েস্ট করা আছে এই নো এন্ট্রি তো অলপ তো খুল দিব
Nagaland Legislative Assembly members R. King, during his conversation with Nltv, spoke about the differences and the difficulties the people of Seminyu are facing as a subdivision. King mentioned that the Hoho have submitted 4 memorandum for changing of Seminyu subdivision to district to the state government, but there was no positive response till date. He also stated that once they get district, the Rengma peoples will not share Seminyu with the neighboring villages and that it will be a separate district of Nagaland. King also mentioned the fact that some neighboring states like Assam, Manipur and Arunachal Pradesh with one constituency have separate district and also Seminyu with only one MLA in the constituency. It was difficult to serve the people of more than 56,000 population. Their demand is to focus on the development of their community in every aspect.
district ase capital district ase oleve to district ase district kota hila makhan to bhag kore kana constituency wise bhag kuri jai to makhan district to bhag kuri jale to makhan to rema to fortunately unfortunately khale ekta mla ase seat ase to makhan seat ekta to kota to pabo lokena etia isor morampura ta makhan to manubi etia to ole to bishe the increase hoise bishe hoise 56 plus aise 56,000 plus population ho jaise to ekta district kota to district kota to logane constituency bhag korebo ekta mla seat kota nikena 56 plus manuke sabole tukhanke modok koribole besh komti pra besh duk pra etu cholai aro manukhambi besh duk amakhambi shor ke naga independence de ahikena milekena sacrifice koraise in just paise to khale ekta kuta inekena khale amakhanke modok kore amakhanke di thakile amakhan to kimambe duk ita amakhan besh physically mentally to development economically so palete bishi duk kore kana saspe kore bonore inshina kore kana boya se tu kara makambi etia capital district te thake ase olebe nije to kota to nagale system to district dise kota bhakuri jase tu kare makambi te to ole to district to magi kana nagaland government logo magi kana ta khan ke atu amakan right polaki ke ase tu hisab te ta khan morom kore kana dile amakan be district kota nikena amakan area.
After the COVID protocols came into effect, passenger capacity was reduced to 50% and the fare rate has doubled. This has created problem for the passenger and it has come to light as the burning issues in the state. To find out more on these issues, Nltv today visited Dimapur to Kohima taxi stand near railway station and prepared a ground report. According to report, the fare from Dimapur to Kohima and vice versa was rupees 300 per head with 100% passenger capacity before the pandemic. However, fare has been doubled to rupees 600 with 50% passenger capacity after the pandemic. As per Taxi Association, small vehicles like Alto carry 2 passengers and big vehicles like Sumo and Eco carry 4 passengers each. Drivers are facing problems with just 50% passenger intake and public are facing problems with the price hike on taxi fare. Furthermore, they have requested the government to look into this matter and also on the issues of increased fuel price. Both the drivers and the passenger are said to be following SOP.
Taxi fare high korala do. To itia do kiman charge kores na.
First of all, apne ngi thanks Nltv ka number apne na coverage kore. Aro itia do itia pandemic time de man per head 600 loes na. Aro chutu gari de 2 jun damo gari de 4 jun uthai de.
To like ito price hike ho karne ki problems face kores as a taxi union employee or as a taxi association na.
So right now passenger do per head 600 however passenger ba jagli bishi kum dia je. Itura parisho gule government bra olop side dile bal. Passenger do olop extra uthaw dibi bhara dilo kumti godibi aro idu pote tel bi bishi uthia je government bra para tak tel do kumti gori dile amen bishi kushi babo public kan bishi duk ba didu.
Acha to maro like janu mo jada like ito before pandemic to like price hike khan apni price rate khan olop janiu diu ami han ge aro since apni gushe per head ekta gari dekhale dui jon ekla bhule dias na to tula nishna before pandemic bi kina hose after pandemic ta difference olop kole janiu
ঠিক আছে পয়লা বিফোর প্যান্ডেমিক তে এলটো দে 4 জন per head 300 kurina aro eco de 7 passenger aro sumo de 10 passenger sub 300 per head korna thakis.
AICC in charge Nagaland Dr. Ajoy Kumar today inaugurated the office of the Minority Department at its headquarters at Kohima Congress Bhavan by cutting a ribbon in presence of NPCC President K. Terry, Working President Bobby Paniker and Credi Tenyo, General Secretary Captain G.K. Zimomi and other NPCC officials. The parent body of Naga National Council stated that it would be a mistake of the government of India if they settles the Naga political issues, leaving aside 3 NNC group and the original NSCN-K group based in Eastern Nagaland. Saigon Division's Burma Vice President of the NNC parent body Zeongba Yumkung in a statement said NSCN-IM NNPGS led by Kitovi and recently included NSC and K Nikki group are the only Naga group that are taken into account at the present. He also added that it will be a big mistake on the part of the government of India, which claimed to stand for an honorable, acceptable and inclusive solution for Nagas. It further stated that if the aforementioned Naga national groups are left out intentionally, then this will never be an honorable, acceptable and inclusive political solution for all the Nagas. Rather, it will be an incomplete one, and the Naga political movement for freedom will continue for some groups to achieve the rightful political freedom as a people and nation. The NNC also questioned state government and Naga NGOs on their statement to stand for Naga reconciliation, unity and inclusive solution. The Kohima bench of Guwahati High Court on Tuesday allowed the government of Nagaland to go ahead with the requirement process under the purview of the Nagaland Public Service Commission with 1-year age relaxation. Additional General Krekri Gule, appearing for the state government, said the state is not insisting on vacation or modification of the order, but as far as the posts and services to be filled up through recruitment conducted by the NPSC or DRB, the order may be modified so that recruitment can be carried out as per the respective services rules. Counsel for the respondent and Koza also said that she had no objection in modifying the order as per the state service rule. Nagaland Home Department on Wednesday issued a statement informing that government of Nagaland has decided to keep on hold the instruction issued by Home Department on September 7 on the account of the concern expressed by various organizations. Meanwhile, the statement issued was also to provide clarity about posting of ADC at Chumukadima and related issues. As such, Home Department say that the State Cabinet had decided in its meeting held on March 11, 2021 to shift the Deputy Commissioner Office Dimapur to the new complex in Chumukadima. However, on account of the reservation expressed from various quarters, the Cabinet had decided in its meeting held on August 10, 2021 to post an ADC, EAC and Sub-Treasury Office at the new Deputy Commissioner Office Complex Chumukadima to provide greater convenience to the public and to decongest the Deputy Commissioner Office Dimapur. Advisor to the Chief Minister of Nagaland, Abu Mehta, praises for an urgent need to implement reforms in the state government machineries to improve the capacity and calibre of the government employees at all levels. In a letter addressed to the CM, Mehta urged the need to bring about a change in the state civils and political services to motivate better performance and also improve the overall output of the government machineries throughout various initiatives like training programs and collaborative linkage with world-class institutions and centers of excellence. Mehta had earlier made suggestions and shared ideas on how to make the government machineries more efficient and introduce reforms in the bureaucracy through mass media platforms. He further mentions that the negative impact on the government machinery in the coming years will be difficult to overcome unless reforms and measures are taken to elevate the government machineries. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi visited the tension-hit Lakhimpur Kheri district on Wednesday evening to meet the families of those killed in Sunday violence. The leaders met the family of deceased farmers Lovepreet at the Chaukhada farm in Palia at around 9 p.m. on Wednesday. The latter met the family of journalist Rama Kashyap, who was also killed in violence. Priyanka had been kept under detention at a guest house in Sitapur for last 3 days. The visit comes 3 days after 8 people were killed in violence during a protest against the farm laws in Lakhimpur on Sunday. 4 of the dead were farmers who were allegedly knocked down by vehicles driven by BJP's workers.
रिपोर्ट है, इसमें कुछ मतलब जो लिखा है कुछ दिखाई नहीं दे रहा है इनको, तो ये इनकी समस्या है। दोनों परिवारों ने कहा है कि न्याय चाहते हैं और चाहते हैं कि जिस व्यक्ति ने ये किया, जो सब लोग जानते हैं किसने किया, उसके खिलाफ कार्रवाई हो। उनकी अरेस्ट नहीं हो रही है और उनके जो पिता हैं वो होम मिनिस्टर हैं स्टेट के, तो अरेस्टिंग होगी भी नहीं। इसलिए हम यहाँ आए हैं। भैया इस माइक को नीचे करिए। इसलिए हम यहाँ आए हैं परिवार की मदद करने के लिए और यहाँ थोड़ा दबाव डालने के लिए कि इन परिवारों को न्याय मिले।
60-year-old man identified as Raghunandan Bhumich died on Wednesday at Bishnupur village in Assam Chachar district after being bitten by the king cobra snake he had caught. According to reports, Bhumich held the snake neck and roamed around the village while playing with it, which allegedly prompted the snake to bite him. Bhumich was rushed to Silchar Medical College Hospital and the doctor declared him dead. Meanwhile, a team of the local forest official rushed to the spot and rescued the snake. There is no stopping of women harassment cases in the country, and apparently women are unsafe in our society. In one such incident, a biker allegedly molested a senior women diplomat of the British Deputy High Commission in Chandigarh Sector 10. According to sources, the incident took place at around 5:45 a.m. on Wednesday when the diplomat was out on her morning walk. The British diplomat told police that the accused coming from the rear side hit her on the back and sped away when she shouted and ran after him. Meanwhile, Chandigarh police had registered a molestation case against an unidentified person under section 354A of the IPC at police station sector 3. The principal and a teacher of a government school were killed by terrorists in Jammu and Kashmir, Srinagar today. The latest in a state of target killing in the Kashmir Valley. Terrorists stormed into the government boys' high secondary school in Srinagar, Idgah area and shot the principal and the teacher at close range. A government official said there were no students in the school as classes are still online. The attack comes less than 48 hours after 3 persons were shot dead in strike on Tuesday. 7 people have been killed in terror attack in Kashmir in last 5 days. The police chief of Jammu and Kashmir said that the terror outfit, the resistance force TRAF, is behind today's attack. The victims were from Kashmir minorities, Sikh and Hindu communities. National Conference leaders and former Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Omar Abdullah condemned the latest killing. Indian Institute of Technology IIT Delhi signed a Memorandum of Understanding MOU on Wednesday with JK Paper to set up JK Paper Center of Excellence COE in paper packaging as Meta President and Director JK Paper Professor V. Ramgopal Rao, Director IIT Delhi and senior functionaries of the institute were present at the MOU signing event. The COE is expected to bring synergy and coherence in the activities carried out of the institute. The purpose of COE is to be combined cutting-edge research at the IIT Delhi with application know-how of JK Paper to accelerate innovation in paper and packaging and develop situation for a variety of end-use application. The government approved a proposal of the Ministry of Textile to set up 7 mega integrated textile region and apparel parks with a total outlay of 4,445 crore in the next 5 years. Textile Minister Piyush Goyal said that move would provide 7 lakhs direct and 14 lakhs indirect job. The PM Mitra would be developed by a special purpose vehicles owned by the state government and the central government in public-private partnership made. And aiding this would position India strongly on the global textile map. The parks will be set up at greenfield, brownfield site located in different willing states. Proposal of the state government having ready availability of contiguous and encumbrance-free land places of 1,000 plus acres along with other textile-related facilities. Ecosystem are welcome. Goyal said 10 states have already shown interest in setting up the parks, which are Punjab, Tamil Nadu, Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, Rajasthan, Assam, Madhya Pradesh and Telangana. A 10-year-old who brought an unloaded gun to an elementary school in Fort Lauderdale was arrested by the police on Wednesday, officials said. Broward State Attorney Harold Pryor and prosecutors consulted and interviewed the child's parents and decided not to press charge in the case of a 10-year-old. The decision brings to an end a day filled with frightening moments and confusion for children who attend Walker Elementary School and their parents. So this is all for today. For more updates and information, keep watching Nagaland TV.